Hey everybody, my name is Kim Simons. I am your instructor and I have been promising you a video, so here it is. It will not be professional, it's not edited. This is just me trying to figure this stuff out as we go. I want to spend a little bit of time answering a few questions that I have received via email from a few of you. The first one and the most common question that I have received is about the marketing plan project. Most of you have done a really good job already. You've joined a group. That was the first task, and now you're just kind of sitting there thinking, what do I do now? So that's what this video is going to be about. It's about the next steps in your marketing plan project. I have my screen up for you so you can kind of see what I see when I go into your class. So I'm going to scroll down here to the marketing plan teams. Maybe. Okay, so the first thing that I notice, and this has been asked, I don't know how this happened, but so marketing team 1, everything looks great. You're doing good. You have 3 people in your team. Things look really good. The next step is to kind of together make a decision about this. What are you going to do your marketing plan on? And my caution here is that you guys kind of maybe get into a chat room or some kind of a discussion board. And the thing about the group tools in here is that you can create your own group discussion board. So you could click on that. Submit. And you guys can get into this marketing plan discussion board and make posts back and forth to each other. You might be technologically able to not even utilize Blackboard. Google Docs has such great features in it that you could do a Google Hangout, you can do your Google Doc, and everybody work on the same document. If you're going to do that, if you're going to use an outside source outside of Blackboard, I just ask that you invite me in so that I can kind of watch what you're doing and give you some tips and pointers as you move forward instead of waiting till the very end. So what I have done for you is in your groups, I have under File Exchange, I have uploaded the marketing plan template. The template is just exactly that's why it's in all capital letters there. It's a template. It is not a fill in the blank document. There are a lot of questions and blanks in there to help you gather the information that you need and then to formulate your paragraphs. So I'm gonna open it just real quick here. And the joy of it being here in this file exchange is if I make changes to this document, then it's going to change it for everyone to see. So it's kind of like a Google Doc, I think. So if I open that document, it is it's a template. Okay. So I'm just going to use the cover page as an example. Sometimes I will have people that will submit their marketing plan and they will come right here and they will type, I'm going to use our family's business just because I'm just sitting here thinking and that's what's on my head. And that's what they would do. Well, that's incorrect because your company logo doesn't need to still be there, okay? And then technically, it says your company logo would be better if that was actually a picture or your slogan or something like that. Because if you notice below it, it says your company name. So it would be kind of redundant just to write Brothers Barbecue twice. So what I would put there is actually our company picture or our logo that we use on everything. So let me find it real quick. That looks great, doesn't it? You didn't know you were going to get a entertaining. Um, I don't know why that is upside down and backwards. That's crazy. Let me just see if I can do it again. That doesn't want me to do it at all. No, it's still upside down and backwards. Okay. Well, you get the picture. I mean, I'm a perfectionist, so this will bother me. This will so bother me. I'll have to redo the entire video, but I'm not going to because the videos are supposed to just be real. I just want you to know that I'm a real person, and I'm doing the same thing you guys are doing. I'm just trying to get through this, right? Well, let's do this. We go to Dropbox. Don't know. That's not going to work. I'm going to pull in a different one. Okay, so let's say we were doing this for the Dolly Parton Imagination Library. There's a logo, okay, so that would go at the top. And somebody is out there watching this video probably cracking up at me because I couldn't figure out how to get my own in there. But I really don't know why it was upside down backwards. I just did this a while ago and it worked fine. So month and year, again, it's a template, so you need to highlight that, delete it. So this is spring 2018. Your name, your title, all that stuff. Obviously, you don't have a name and a title, so I would just say marketing group number 1, and I would type in the group names. And I don't remember them all. I really don't remember them all. I was close. Rachel. Darn, how did I forget Rachel? Okay. Okay, so guess what? If I were doing this for the Dolly Parton Imagination Library, I would have my cover page complete. There it is. Looks good, doesn't it? The next thing that you guys need to, so please read this first. Again, it's just telling you what I just told you. This is not a fill in the blank document. It is you use the information to gather the details, and then you write paragraphs. Okay. You're going to forget this executive summary for now because that's the last thing you're going to do. What I would suggest to you this week is that you work together to really tone in what your target market looks like. Your target market is not everybody. Obviously, if I were doing this for the Dolly Parton Imagination Library, I would want everybody to donate to that great organization so that young people could have a free book every month and have a great experience and learn to read, which is so critical. But not everybody is going to donate. So I know that. I need to target the people that I think might donate. So who is that going to be, and where are they from? Well, the Dolly Parton Imagination Library is very target group oriented. So they are servicing our chapters servicing just Hopkins County. So most of my data that I'm going to gather for my target market is going to have to come from the census page. And the census page is so much information on there. But I really like the quick facts. So I can start with Kentucky, and it's going to pop up for me a lot of information about the people of Kentucky, where they live, where they work, how old they are, how much money they make, how much schooling they've had, how long they drive to work. I mean, that's important because then you need to decide if the average drive time to work is 23 minutes and there's a percentage of people that listen to the radio, maybe it would be beneficial for you to have a radio ad as part of your marketing promotion. But those are decisions you make later. So right now you're just trying to get some information. This is all about Kentucky. I told you that the Dolly Parton Imagination Library is mostly focused on Hopkins County, so I really need it to be information specifically about Hopkins County. So I'm still on the quick facts page for the census, and it will give me Hopkins County. I can also narrow that down even farther and say, you know what, I need this data for Hopkins County, but I really want to know specifically the information for a particular city. So I can narrow it down even more. But what's the greatest thing about this quick facts is that it doesn't eliminate the Kentucky one, and it doesn't eliminate Hopkins County, and it just keeps adding for you. So I could get very particular and say I'm going to target the citizens of Madisonville because they make up a certain percentage of the Hopkins County. And I mean, that would be some basic math. I'd have to get a calculator. Or I could say, you know, Dolly Parton Imagination Library targets people that are under 5 because that's who gets the books, right? So look, I know that 6.9% of the population of Madisonville is under 5. I can get an exact number by doing some simple math. Or the same thing for Hopkins County, 6.5% are of 45,000 are under the age of 5. You can get really detailed. You can get a lot of information from this page about your target group, whatever that target group might be. But that will help you answer some of these questions. Not every question is going to be applicable to your marketing plan. Depends on what you're doing the marketing plan on. I tried to come up with every possible thing that might help you, trigger you to gather some information if it is applicable to you. So let's say that you get down here and you think, you know what, it really doesn't matter what the psychographic profile of our group is, and you decide just to delete that section. And that's okay. The marketer in me will tell you need to be careful with that because I can glean a lot about my customers based on what they like and what they do. If a large percentage of my customers are very family oriented and family based, then my decisions as they relate to marketing need to mirror that. So if my customers like to golf, for example, then maybe you want to sponsor some golf tournaments, or you want your name to be where your people are. Does that make sense? So for our family business, Brothers Barbecue, we spend a lot of time and money on sponsoring local teams and athletic groups. Why do we do that? It's really not because we're targeting the athletes. We're not. We're targeting the parents. And part of my research has said that the psychographic profile of my target customer is that they are parents and that they are very involved in their kids' lives. So they want to go to the ball games and they go and they support and they do that thing. So we want our name out there. We want them to see that we support what they support, right? So that's important. And some of that is just based on observation, really. But you can get some secondary information. So I might, if we're doing this for the Dolly Parton Imagination Library, I could put psycho. Be careful what you put when you do psycho. Psychographic profile of the average nonprofit donor. Obviously, I've already looked this up at some point. Potential donors and supporters. Our audience by the number is 67% college educated, 65. I mean, there's a lot of information right here. That's our audience profile for this other nonprofit. Look at that, demographics and psychographics. CARE2 members are more mature than those found on Facebook. They are remarkably younger in some existing direct mail donor bases. So by doing this information, by doing this psychographic profile, they know, this CARE2 company, that it's not really going to do them a lot of good to do a social media campaign because their donors, their people, aren't on Facebook. So, or they're not on Snapchat, or they're not on Instagram. And that's important because if you're targeting younger people, you don't need to do a campaign on Facebook. They're not on Facebook either. So you're going to have to do a little bit of research and decide how the best way to reach your target group is after you establish your target group. But let's say, for example, you find this information online and you think, oh my gosh, this is really good and this is exactly what I want. And you decide, you know what, I really like this, and I like this graph, or I like this, or whatever, and you use it, okay? That's okay, but make sure you give credit where credit is due. Do not steal something from another website and think that it's okay to say it's yours. Make sure you give credit. Okay, so your goal this week is to decide how, as a group, are we going to communicate. And you can do that a couple of ways. You can use Google Docs. You can use Google Hangout. You can use Blackboard. I mean, there's a lot of tools right here in your group tools. There's a discussion board. There's a journal. You can send emails. I'm not setting assignments for you. This is really just for you guys to know who your group is, and you can use this information and these tools to communicate with each other, or you can use Google. Google Docs is great. It has a lot of great features in it, and you can pull that template in there. I only ask, if you do pull the template into another avenue outside of Blackboard, that you add me in, okay, so that I can give you feedback as you go through it. The key here is that we communicate, that we talk, and that we don't just make some assumptions that everybody knows what they're doing, okay? I need to know what you know, and I need to know what you need to know, and I will help you as we go along. I'm going to try to do a video every week to help you through your marketing plan. That's my goal. So I hope this helps. I don't know. It's kind of a little bit outside of my comfort zone, but I really do hope it can help you and it can answer your questions. If you have other questions, email me, call me, whatever you need to do. But don't just sit there and wonder about it, okay? Let's work together and knock out some fantastic marketing plans.